welcome to July favorites. July has probably been my most favorite month this year, not just because it was my birthday, but because I feel like I got the most accomplished. Now I remember speaking in June and May and probably April favorites that I was just really stressed out and not really enjoying life at the moment. But you know, July I got to go back home, I got to go on my annual trip to Sydney with my girl Tiffany. Our video is right here. And then I just came back from Guilin in China, which is why this video is a little bit late. So I felt like I kept my promise to myself that I would travel more and sort of experience more so that I could lift my spirits up more and be less stressed. And I think it was a great start to being the big 21. It still hasn't really hit. Someone asked me how old I was the other day. I said I was 19. Like, that's so much denial. But yeah, let's get on with it. This is July favorites, my favorite month of the year. Oh, and I cut my hair. Did you guys notice? It's so fun. I think everyone should cut their hair for summer. Okay, so first up is food. Now, I've been eating this sauce so much because it's so hot here. It's been 38 degrees straight every single day this week. So I've really been enjoying the cold dishes. So what I do is have cold soba noodles. I just cook it, or I have cucumber and broccoli in it, and I just sort of mix it all up. And then the sauce. The sauce is the main part. My mom used to make these kind of cold mixed noodles like liang ban mian all the time at home. And I've just been craving it so much, so I tried to make it myself. I used tahini paste, and then I used organic reduced salt soy sauce, and then I used Chinese vinegar, which is the brown vinegar, and I sort of just mix it according to taste. And I added some coconut sugar so it's less sour and from the vinegar. And I like to keep it thick, so I put in a lot of tahini paste, but I usually just use it to dip my cucumbers or carrots in, or just pour over the noodles and just mix it up, and it's the best sort of summer dinner. So you guys try it out. You will definitely thank me. It tastes delicious. It's kind of like a more vinegary peanut sauce. Beauty wise, I got some more stuff because I was at the airport. You can't leave the airport duty free without buying something. I've been trying to curb my spending, so I just got something sort of facial related. This is my first mask that I've ever bought. This is the Biotherm. It's the Pure-fect 2-in-1 pore mask, fossil and clay mask, deep extractor, and micro exfoliator. So it's like a mask and a sort of exfoliating thing, which I never do. I never do masks or exfoliating things because I'm scared it'll sort of ruin my skin. Because I've tried so many. I tried my friend's Origin mask and it literally left me with a whole face of like little pimples. It was horrible, that black clay one. If you've got sensitive skin, I do not recommend. It took me a month to get rid of. But this one, I haven't had any sort of reaction so far. It's really good. It's white. I just put it on my face, leave it for 10 minutes, and then apply a little bit of water so it's damp, and just kind of scrub it around my face. And so far it's been great. I just do it once per week because I don't want to ruin my skin, because I have super sort of thin skin that I don't want to kind of abrase away like everything on top. Does that make sense? Yes. And my love for Sukin products continues. I bought some more stuff while I was in Australia. I got the micellar cleansing water. This is paraben and sulfate free. I know the Garnier micellar water has been very popular amongst everyone. My friends all use it as well. I did use it once. It was great to get rid of makeup, but I personally hate Garnier products because I used one of their face washes when I was younger and I got a really bad reaction. And as shampoos, I just feel like don't wash very well, and I'm pretty sure they use paraben, or back then they did. So this one's very good, and along with all Sukin products, this is no animal testing, and then no artificial colors, no mineral oils, no parabens, no EDTA, so it's 100% vegan and carbon neutral. And then I picked up two more things from Sukin. This one is the cleansing lotion, pink kind, so it's the sensitive one, and then I just picked up a facial moisturizer along with that too, and I've been using them, and they're just very gentle, because the Cetaphil ones, I feel like they're a bit too hospital grade or something, if you know what I mean. They're just so like clinical. And then my Biotherm one I just use when I don't wear makeup, but when I do wear makeup I want a really good cleanser. This cleansing lotion has been really soft, and it smells just so natural and organic and makes me feel nice and fresh in this summer heat. Clothes wise, because Shanghai is a very sort of horrible summer, it literally just rains and storms all the time, I had to buy a pair of gum boots. These are the Mel Gumboots. I love them because they just look like regular boots, and the sort of this patterning on the side, this kind of tribal looking patterning on the side, just gives it a really nice casual look, and it looks great with jeans, like really good. And they cut above your ankles a bit, like almost at your shins, because that way you don't look like you have ankles as much, and I do really like it. And I've gotten a lot of compliments because they don't look like your regular chunky gumboots. They're very narrow and slimline, and they're really comfortable. I literally just wear them all day long because I cannot be bothered wearing other shoes. And yes, of course they're waterproof and no nasty rain gets in them. I've got another pair of small black shoes on the faves list. It's these. They're the Converse, but they do look a little bit different because they are the Chuck Taylor version 2. Yes, we've been wearing the version 1 for probably like the past 20, 30, 40, whatever, 50 years, and now finally, many decades later, they've decided to make the number 2 version. Now, I got these shoes at the launch party that we were so graciously invited to, and I met Sean Keenan there from Puberty Blues, Gary from Puberty Blues, and we also met Lord's boyfriend, James Lowe. It was so cool. Anyway, onto the shoes. So what the difference is, Converse was actually acquired by Nike, and Nike uses Lunarlon technology. So now it is Converse with Lunarlon. They are a lot comfier because the sole has a lot more support and it's so soft. I don't know if I like them though because it's kind of a very like stark contrast. And the white rubber edging goes a bit higher than what it used to. It just in general looks a bit chunkier. I feel like it's more like Vans chunkier. It looks like a cross between Vans and Converse, but they are super comfortable, and I've been wearing them for the past week, like completely straight every single day. They're super comfortable, and sometimes if I want to go for a run or a walk after work, I won't even change my shoes. I'll just wear these. Reading wise, I've read this book called 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I've gotten like suggestions to read this book for so many years, but I just kind of never sat down to read it, and I thought it'd be a really heavy book because essentially it's about this lovely old man who passed away saving a girl's life, and he meets 5 people in heaven, and all those 5 people, they help him sort of resolve some issues, and then once you go through the 5 people, you become someone else's, one of their 5 people. Does that make sense? But yeah, it didn't end up being so heavy and kind of haunting. It was pretty light, and it was a light read as well. It wasn't that thick. I think it's just kind of a nice book to read and just think about it from time to time. One of my favorite quotes was, "No life is a waste. The only time we waste is the time we spend thinking we are alone." Because essentially what the book wanted to say that you might have just met this person like 2 seconds in your life, but they could have impacted and changed the whole entire course of your life. So you should never feel alone or that, your life is just one line going on its own, because everyone's line is interchanging and intercrossing all the time. So no matter how alone you feel, there's always someone beside you or on the same path as you. Otherwise, you always got me on YouTube here, so yeah, don't feel alone. Movies-wise, I stepped out of my comfort zone this month. I watched a lot of horrible films on the plane. Please do not watch Jupiter Ascending. It is beyond horrible. I can't even describe what a waste of time it was. Otherwise, I watched 2 films that sort of completely changed my way of thinking for some things. The first one was the Steve Jobs film. I question their choice of Ashton Kutcher as an actor because I don't really like his acting because I feel like he's just Ashton Kutcher in every single movie. But the storyline was fantastic. I mean, like everyone knows Steve Jobs as the past CEO of Apple, but I never even knew that all the behind stories of it. I will not tell you anything. It's like a social network movie, like they tell you what happened and how the company first started and all the drama, but it's a lot heavier. It's a lot more mature as well. Another film I watched was a cult classic film, Factory Girl. I don't usually watch these kinds of films because I love my rom-coms and everything. The probably only other cult classic film I watched is Pulp Fiction, but I was like 6 and I watched it with my dad, so that was super weird. But it's about sort of an American socialite and actress and model called Edie Sedgwick, and she was one of Andy Warhol, the artist, and the painters with the kind of pop art and the poppies and the really colorful flowers. Google him. He was one of her superstars, and he basically made her kind of this underground sort of indie film star. And then of course, like back in those times, there was a lot of drugs going on, so it goes through her whole life. It was a biopic film, so it goes through all her struggles, her love interests and how she kind of became Andy Warhol's muse and everything. I did end up reading her page on Wikipedia afterwards, and there was a lot of stuff that they missed out on. But the film wasn't rated very high on IMDb, but I really enjoyed it. Like, it just really got me thinking afterwards about the kind of lifestyles they had and her own personal struggles, that she was so charismatic and she was so special on the outside, but nobody really knew what she was struggling with on the inside until she completely tore herself apart. And Sienna Miller was absolutely amazing in it. I mean, it's so hard to capture someone's personality, especially someone who's so eccentric and charismatic, like I said before. But she got it so spot on. The voice, the way she looked at people, and the way her body moved and everything. Like, it's a really interesting film. It's not like a great film, but it's a film that definitely ticks the old noggin. Finishing off with a quote as usual. This one fits perfectly with my birthday month because it's a quote about growth and the things that sort of happen along the way. Let's get into it. It says, anytime you're gonna grow, you're gonna lose something. You're losing what you're hanging onto to keep safe. You're losing habits that you're comfortable with, and you're losing familiarity. That one is by James Hillman, and I'm pretty sure I saw it on a scene in Neil's Tumblr or Instagram or something. So yeah, I think it just explains it very properly, because a lot of people are always like, you know, you've changed, you're so different from who you used to be. Like, of course I've changed. You can't be the same person that you were, you know, last year, half a month ago, 10 years ago. Don't you want to constantly grow and evolve? So honestly, I don't think that should be a negative comment or said in such a condescending way, like, you've changed. You want to change. You do not want to stay the same person you are. And with all the environments changing, and when you change, it means you're growing. So embrace it. Embrace change and keep growing. And don't forget that you do have to let go of some things along the way. But it is definitely worth it. So to everyone else who is 21, adult life is super scary, guys. And to everyone who hasn't turned 21 yet, I'll see you on the flip side. Well, it's June already, which means it's officially summer, my favorite time of the year. I absolutely hate winter, and half the year is already over, so congrats, guys, on surviving the first half of 2015.